This is probably the most takes I've ever done on a video. First few times I just couldn't get a word out. The one time it actually did go well, I got interrupted by a telephone call. Yeah, telephone. That's that thing where instead of being in a pocket, it stays at home and it rings like an actual ringing noise. That was fun. Anyway, rant over. Here's Chrome Dome. The guy who is neither Chrome nor has he got a dome anywhere. Closest thing to a dome he has is these inexplicably clear wheels. Okay, I know why. It's because of this thing. They have to be on the same mold sprue. Something you've probably noticed by now is, hey, this does not look like my Chrome Dome. And you'd be correct, because I decided it looked bland as all get out. So I used one of those pretty little 4-color pens and did my amateurish panel lining and tail light doing. Yeah, this is when they were really skimping out on paint. They're honestly, I can't tell where they're at today, but nothing like the days of Cybertron and Energon and all that. Yeah, I'm nostalgic, can you tell? But this is now, and now is a very blocky, exaggerated looking muscle car with vents in so many places I couldn't tell you where the engine is. I assume because of all the bulk it's back here, so this would make a very long but very shallow trunk area. Or, you know, knowing the Cybertronians, they probably have 2 engines. Maybe 1 in each wheel. Hey, I'm not a car guy, what do I know? What I do know is that he has a little dweeb inside. Now, I believe his name is Stylor, but I can't be bothered to check because I'm lazy. Here he is. A neat little alien with a screw going through his tummy. Where's the camera? Here. Focus. Willing out missing much. Yeah, missed opportunity. They could have had these, you know, real legs, but no, they're stuck together because of this thing. Even though it's pinned so they could divide it 2 pieces anyway. Ugh. Can't have everything. Can't have most things. Can't have head. We'll get to that later. I'm going to sit this little guy inside of a really unnecessary gimmick. See, it wasn't enough that some of the toys had little pins which you could seat the headmasters onto. No. He has to be inside a chair that happens to be a gun, making said gun look ridiculous when he is not in it. And he is now going to be on top of the car to make it look even worse. At the very least, you do not have to do it. I'm going to split these apart because why not? And you've probably seen this on Blur. His is silver. So, some of you people who have been collecting a little longer than I have may notice this guy's transformation looks a lot like Dead Ends. And no, I don't believe it's technically a retool. It just has so much in common you'd be forgiven for thinking so. I never got into combiners until Pot P, so I never got a Dead End. So as far as I'm concerned, this is the original. You like the big chunkiness of the lower legs. Makes them feel solid. Oh, problem. Camera. There we go. By we, I mean I. Me, myself, and I. Head on. Head on, I said. Here's our boy. How is he? He is lovely. He has that lovely thing where he has no discernible facial features, but we love him nevertheless. And yeah, these... Actually, use a pencil for that, because Did I? Actually, I can't tell. Mystery that we will take to the grave. Anyway, about those guns I mentioned, I'm gonna plop them here because I can. And bam. Now you can see a lot more of the panel lining I did. These in particular were screaming for some detail, so the pen goes there and here. In many places I can't even remember because it's been so long. This was back in the day when they used a lot more in the way of ball joints. By a lot, I mean exactly 4 or 5 if you count this thing. These days you don't get many outside the head. It's a shame. You know, they're presumably cheap to manufacture, and you can stick paper in them if it gets, if they get a little, not stiff. What is my brain? Loose. Ugh. My int stat is pretty low right now. You'd probably do well to get a version of this mold. I hear they did them in the getaway colors, calling them breakaway because, copyrights and all that. And they recently-ish did this guy in the retro Headmasters line. In case you're nostalgic for that one terrible dub.